So if you've ever played TF2 before, I'm sure you've come across this item. This is the Big Earner, one of Spy's various knives. The Big Earner differs from other knives though because it gives both a quick speed boost and 30% cloak recharge after killing someone. Now I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that the knife is as quote underrated as some people have made it out to be, but I believe that the knife is still underused if that makes any sense. Let me explain. When I say that, I mean that plenty of people are aware of the knife and its specific benefits. However, when playing pubs, I noticed that the Big Earner is still one of the least used knives. Today, I wanted to talk about why I love the Big Earner. One of the more obvious reasons I love the Big Earner is because of the speed boost you get after killing someone. It's so incredibly useful in a lot of situations. But, to be more specific, the Big Earner's speed boost is phenomenal with chain stabs and getaways. Let's first talk about chain stabs. Chain stabs, to me, are when you're able to kill 3 or more enemies in quick succession. This is where the Big Earner really shines through. Because of the speed boost you get from killing an enemy, you can catch a lot of opponents off guard with it. Even with just that 3-second burst of speed, you're able to do a lot of damage and cause so much havoc. Because the Big Earner is very much a high-risk, high-reward weapon, getting these chain stabs is incredibly satisfying. Much like with other knives, the kunai for example, because you have a reduction in health, the risk of using the knife is very high. Spy is already one of, if not the weakest class in the game. Even without reducing his health, Spy can be one-shot by so many classes. Snipers, scouts, soldiers, it's not hard to kill Spy when he's at full health. With this 25-point health reduction, the feeling you get after being able to kill multiple enemies in a row is something that words cannot do justice. But the Big Earner is also great for getting away from enemies. I seriously can't tell you how many times the speed boost has saved me from getting killed. You get this huge adrenaline rush after being able to get away from people. It's especially helpful if you're running something like the Invis Watch. This is because 1, backstabbing someone refills your cloak, and 2, you can use the speed boost to your advantage and confuse your enemies as to where you're going. Speaking of watches, let's talk about different loadout options for the Big Earner. The Big Earner has a lot of loadouts you can pair with it. One of my favorites is running the Latranger, Big Earner, and Dead Ringer. The Latranger and Big Earner are a perfect combination in this loadout since they're constantly refilling your Feign meter. That alongside both the Big Earner and Dead Ringer speed boost allows you to constantly be moving and getting behind enemy lines. One more really good loadout is the same as the previous one, but with the Invis Watch. It sounds like a simple, basic loadout, and it sort of is, but it's incredibly effective. With this loadout, you essentially have unlimited cloak and can sneak up on your opponents constantly. It's also a really great getaway loadout. But while there are many benefits to the knife, I feel that it's unfair not to mention its downsides. As I mentioned earlier, when running the Big Earner, your health is lowered by 25 points and set to 100. Because of this, it can be incredibly easy to get killed while using it. I can't tell you how many times I was just about to get a backstab when a random demo man behind me shoots a pipe and instantly annihilates me. With that said though, I feel that the benefits of the knife definitely outweigh the cons of it. I mean, having the ability to both get almost constant chain stabs and cloak refilled is huge for Spy. Cloaking is one of Spy's most powerful tools. Not needing ammo packs to recharge helps immensely. Now, let's talk about the other knives that Spy has at his disposal and how they compare to the Big Earner. Firstly, let's discuss Spy's most basic melee, the stock knife. The stock knife is incredibly good when it comes to playing Spy in general. There aren't really any downsides to it, but there also aren't many major benefits. It's especially good for getting singular picks or just going for a specific enemy. Next, there's the Spicicle. The benefits of using the knife are that when set on fire, you're able to be fireproof for 1 second and have afterburn immunity for 10 seconds. seconds. But when set on fire with the knife out, your spicicle melts, meaning you no longer have a melee weapon. But you can refill it with ammo packs. Next up is the Your Eternal Reward. With this knife, you're able to immediately be disguised as the person you backstab. Another benefit too is that the knife makes no noise when you backstab an enemy. But the drawbacks of it are that you pretty much have to always run the Latranger with it if you want to stay invisible because of the 33% cloak drain rate. Also, if you disguise with it outside of spawn, you use all of your cloak. Finally, let's discuss what is by far the most popular pub knife, the kunai. If you didn't know, the kunai is a knife that reduces your health down to 70 HP. But the major selling point for the kunai is that when you backstab an opponent, you're able to steal all of their health, being able to get up to 210 HP. So let's talk about which is better. The stock knife is a very good choice all around, but if I had to choose between it and the Big Earner, I'd most likely go with the Big Earner. The same also goes for the Spicicle and the Your Eternal Reward, but a lot of it boils down to what situation you're in. Some knives are more suited for specific scenarios. It's hard to kind of give a definitive answer. Now, the two main contenders in my opinion are the kunai and the Big Earner. Both are great knives in a lot of settings, and like with the previous ones, a lot of it revolves around the scenario you're in. Sometimes the kunai is better for something like taking out a sentry. The Big Earner can be better for things like dropping a heavy med combo. It's hard to say which is better because both are good for different things. But in the context of an average pub, I'd probably have to say that I'd honestly go with the kunai. The kunai is probably the best pub knife out there. It works extremely well because of the overheal you can have and is especially powerful with the invis watch. If I were playing competitive though, I'd say that the Big Earner is a great choice. It works incredibly well for all the reasons I've stated. The speed boost, the ability to have effective getaways, the cloak recharge, it's all very powerful in comp. With all of this said, I don't want the fact that I think the kunai is a better pub knife than the Big Earner to take away from the fact that I still indeed love the Big Earner. It may not be the best knife in Spy's arsenal, but I think it's still a personal favorite of mine, and I'm going to continue loving it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who's been very patient with me taking so long. I haven't had the motivation to make a video like this in so long, and I'm incredibly happy to finally create something again. It's always a joy when I'm able to talk about things that I love on this channel. As I already said, the Big Earner isn't necessarily the best knife, but it's my favorite still. If you haven't given it a try, I strongly encourage you to. It can be so much fun to go into a pub and just get chain stab after chain stab. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you're new to the channel, I have other TF2 and Spy related content which you can check out. I hope you guys liked this video and thank you so much again for your patience and support. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.